Erica, welcome back to Maniacal Reader. Today I'm doing my November T.B.R. Since my reading month in October was new adult heavy, I wanted to switch things up a bit and read more sci-fi this month. So the first book I wanted to read is The Adoration of Jenna Box by Mary E. Pearson. This is the first book in a YA sci-fi trilogy. It follows this girl named Jenna Box, who was in an accident a year ago and has recently woken up from that accident. She doesn't remember anything about the accident or anything about her life before the accident, and she's not really sure why her family won't talk about the accident either. She's given home movies by her family that chronicle every moment of her life, and those movies spark memories, but it's weird because she feels like those memories aren't really hers. I've actually already read this book. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and the premise of this book did sound interesting, but I didn't really like certain aspects of it. But you'll hear more about that in my November wrap-up. The next book I want to read is Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. This is a young adult science fiction dystopian book. This is one of the books on my 2016 reading goals list, and I know in my October TBR I mentioned that I would like to read this book, but then I got so caught up in the Rosemary Beach series, so I never got a chance to read this book. I'm actually currently reading this book right now, and I'm enjoying it so far. It follows this girl named Aria, who's lived her entire life under a dome called the Reverie, but she's curious to see what life lies outside of the Reverie. So this book is about just making her journey outside of the Reverie and different things she discovers. The next book I want to read is Through the Evernight by Veronica Rossi. This is the sequel to Under the Never Sky. Naturally, I would want to read Into the Still Blue next. This is the third and final book in the Under the Never Sky trilogy. Next up, I want to read Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. This is the first book in a new adult romance series. I'm actually currently reading this book. I usually don't read 2 books at once, but after writing all of my Rosemary Beach reviews on Goodreads, I got into a new adult romance mood again, so that's why I wanted to pick up this book. It's about this girl named Abby Abernathy, and since she's moved to college, she's decided to become a good girl. But then she crossed paths with Travis Maddox. Travis is the complete opposite of Abby. He gets in fights in an underground floating ring at Eastern University. He's got tattoos, and he's known as the campus charmer. He's everything that Abby should avoid, but she can't seem to stay away from him. Naturally, the next book I'd want to get to is Walking Disaster by Jamie McGuire. This is the sequel to Beautiful Disaster, and it explores more of Abby and Travis's romance. I haven't made my final judgment of Beautiful Disaster yet, so I don't know if I'm going to pick up the sequel, but I hope to. The next book I want to pick up is Slade by Terry Terry. This is the first book in another YA sci-fi dystopian trilogy, but I think it's actually a psychological thriller, so I think it has a little bit of both in there. This book is about a girl named Kyla. Kyla has been sladed, wiped of all her memories. In this world, this is how the government deals with teen terrors. The government has wiped her memories and given her a second chance at life, and have given her a new family. But Kyla's having these strange nightmares, and these nightmares feel like memories. But how can she have nightmares when the person she is and all of her memories have been wiped clean? That's where this book turns tricky. She's also wondering why innocent people are disappearing from this world. I think this book has a lot of action in it, but it's also got that corrupt society thing going on, so I think I'm really gonna like this book. If I do like Slade, I'll definitely continue on the trilogy. But if I don't like Slade, I want to move on to The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. This is another book that's a YA sci-fi dystopian trilogy. This book follows a girl named Ruby. On her 10th birthday, something happened to her that forced her parents to lock her in the garage and call the police. Ruby has supposedly survived a disease, but her special abilities force her to be placed in a government rehabilitation camp. When she realizes that something isn't right, she escapes this rehabilitation camp and she finds her kids that are like her. I don't know much about this trilogy. All I know is that Ruby has paranormal abilities or superpowers, and she escapes this rehabilitation camp that I think is corrupt. She also meets a guy named Liam, and I think Ruby and Liam hit it off. This is certainly a popular YA sci-fi dystopian trilogy, so if I do end up getting to this book this month, I'm sure I'm really gonna like it. If not, I look forward to reading this book soon in the future. That's all for my November TBR. What are you reading this month? Tell me in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!